Hey everybody, how's it going? Ventus Arashi here today with the series finale of my reaction to Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. Last time in the first episode of this little mini-series, I ended up finding out a little bit of the history, or relearning a little bit of the history of Kingdom Hearts Key, which started out as a PC game, then evolved into a mobile game called Kingdom Hearts Key Unchained, and evolved again into Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And yeah, so this movie once again is telling that same story, but from the Foretellers' perspective. Now, recap: Foretellers are the leaders of the 5 respective unions. The only Foreteller or Keyblade Master that is not a union leader is Luxu. Now, last time we learned about the roles that the Master of Masters gave each of the union members, or not union members, the Foretellers. We learned about Ira's one, Aced, Invi, and most recently Gula. The only one that we have not seen so far is the one of Master Ava, and hers is coming up in this chapter. So, Ira found a dark Chirithy nightmare sniffing around, thought that somebody fell to darkness, and came out with a pretty brash accusation that planted, like Aced said, planted seeds of doubt in a lot of people's hearts. And Aced, desperate to keep the light in check, or keep the light safe rather, convinced Gula to form an alliance. Invi was incensed that he would do that and defy the Master's teachings and orders. She convinced Gula to dissolve the alliance, and then Aced, in his rage, attacked Invi, which caused everyone to think that he was the traitor. Now, the thing is, Aced, it's understandable why people would think that Aced was the traitor, but his anger is a red herring. And for those who don't know, a red herring is something that misleads or distracts you from a relevant or important question or topic. Now, it's completely unrelated, or, well, not always completely unrelated, but you get the picture. So, Aced's anger, people might think that he has fallen to darkness, because it's like Master Aqua said, what else is darkness but hate and rage? But his anger is not coming from a place of darkness, it's desperation, because he's trying hard to not let the world fall to darkness. So he has good intentions behind it. But his actions, while well-intended, are going to have dire consequences in the future. And it's like the two sayings are: the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and those what's the other saying? Oh, though you meet your destiny on the road you take to avoid it. So yeah. So anyway, now as a result of his little rampage through Daybreak Town, Aced has earned himself a trip to solitary confinement. And Gula, remembering what the Master of Masters taught him, is reading from the page that the Master of Masters gave him specifically. Anyway, continue.
Trust no one but myself.
Gula paying Aced a visit by himself.
Gula.
Pretty stupid, considering that Aced's able to easily thrash him.
Do you want to know what my role is?
Huh?
The books we were given are incomplete. There's a lost page.
Lost page?
On that page, it is written that there is a traitor. The Master told me to find and stop that person.
I called you my comrade. But never again, Gula. It doesn't matter to me if you think I am the traitor, and you want to strike me down. You knew there was a traitor, and you just watched silently as we fought each other. And I won't forgive you for that.
You
can barely stay on your feet. Just give up already!
Don't you underestimate me!
Please stop!
You too, huh?
Yeah, like I said, pretty stupid on Gula's part. And he's normally more intelligent than that.
Why? Why did it have to come to this?
Honestly, I would be asking myself that same question.
Come to finish me off? And make it quick.
That's not what brought me here today. I wish to fulfill the role bestowed upon me. That's all. It isn't our place to try to change the events of the future. That is not our mission. We're here to make sure that light lives on. With only 5 lights, we can't afford to lose any.
He has a point.
Still count me as one of the 5 lights?
Of course.
Only you could be such a good guy after everything we've been through. But hey, I guess that's one of the reasons I respect you so much. However, we still might only be 4. I'm talking about Gula. He's using the knowledge of something called the Lost Page. He said that it contains events that are missing from all of our books. He's using it to discover and apprehend whoever is the traitor. Claims that's his role. But who knows what his real intentions are? What I do know is that I'll never forgive him for hiding the fact that he knew someone would betray us. That's the biggest betrayal of all.
I'd like to believe that Gula was simply carrying out his role. Assad, I'll deal with this matter. Please keep it to yourself for now.
Understood.
I need to see that lost page.
And here we go. Events in motion. A few
Why
days
did you
later.
tell Ira? It had to be you, because you were the only one who knew where we were hiding. Didn't you think for a second that your actions could be making things worse than they already are?
And why should that even bother you? Not only do you have your union, but you've also gathered the finest Keyblade wielders from other unions, and you're training them in a secret location, aren't you?
Yes, because that is my role!
I had no idea. I apologize. I overstepped.
No. I shouldn't have snapped at you either.
What did Ira want?
I don't know exactly. He just asked me to give up Gula. His eyes, they were scary. I was worried he'd do something awful. I knew I couldn't tell him where Gula was. Then he turned around and walked away.
I see. And Gula? How is he doing?
I don't know. He's gone.
Yep. Alright, Cherothy.
Someone's coming! They're headed straight this way! Take care of him.
So she lied to cover his tracks. Which is understandable.
Ira? Is something wrong?
I know Gula's here.
What?
Tell me where he is.
But why? What are you going to do?
None of your concern.
Don't.
What?
I won't let you near him.
So that's it. All right. I'll go.
Brave move, Ava.
Gula, what are you doing?
Something happened?
Ira was here. He wanted me to give you up.
I knew it. It's finally come to this.
Come to what?
Everyone wants to know about the lost page.
The lost page?
Yeah. It's a page the Master gave me. It doesn't exist in any of our books. It contains a passage about an inevitable betrayal. It talks about the one who bears the sigil. That's it. So, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest.
As in the recusant sigil? Like
My
the
role
X
is to find out who it is.
Sora had on his chest in Dream
I
Drop?
suspected a said and went to confront him. And look what happened.
Yeah, that was stupid of you, man.
Why are you telling me this, Gula? I have enough to think about, keeping with the Master's teachings and my role.
Always walking the straight and narrow. I'm a fool for basing my actions on what is written on that lost page. Everything in the passage is ambiguous at best. That's why. I need to find out.
But how?
By asking the Master.
But he's not here anymore.
I'm going to summon Kingdom Hearts.
What?
Then he'll have no choice but to come back.
Summoning Kingdom Hearts is forbidden!
That's exactly why. The only way to get him back is to break the rules. If things don't change, the entire world is doomed. But in order to go through with it, I'll need Lux. I don't have nearly enough. You always do the right thing. Help me with this.
He's desperate too.
I'm sorry. I know you want the Master to return. But you don't know how summoning Kingdom Hearts will affect the rest of the world. The Master, he forbid it for a reason.
For those who
I'm afraid
don't know,
I can't help you.
Lux are
I see.
tiny particles of light that are collectibles in the Kingdom Hearts key game, kind of like how money, HP orbs, and MP orbs are. So yeah, that's
May
what
your
Lux
heart
is.
be your guiding key.
Yep.
Gula's on a
Okay.
mission to collect Lux.
Ah. That explains why Ased and Ira are as well. They're trying to maintain the balance. But that isn't the balance we were expected to keep. If everyone's collecting light solely for themselves, Keyblade wielders will soon turn against one another, which will lead to
The Keyblade War.
the Keyblade War.
And what's written in the book, all of it will happen.
Light will expire.
Invi, what are you going to do?
I'll gather Lux too. No matter what, the balance must be kept. Ava, you do the same. We must delay the inevitable.
Right.
There's a reason why I liked Invi the most. Even though she has emotions, she still tries to be as level-headed as possible. And everything she does comes from a rational standpoint, which is good. Ava would have to be my second favorite of the Foretellers. Speaking of which, the case of Ava. Third would probably be Gula, fourth would be Ira, and fifth
What's
would
written
be
on the
Ased.
last page of the book is gonna happen.
And last is Luxu.
The entire world will be lost to darkness.
But Master, isn't there anything we can do?
Well, that's what brings me to your role. You might just be the only hope of keeping light from expiring.
Hope? Master, what is it that you need me to do? Oh,
Don't get involved in any battles. Forget the notion of unions. Find Keyblade wielders with potential and create an entirely separate organization. Then, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly to another world. They will keep the light alive.
you really think that I'm the right person for this?
Ava, you're the only person for this.
Yep,
I understand.
it's because of who she is.
Today you're here to continue with your training for our mission. This session may seem like it's familiar to you, but in a world that is different, one made of dreams, you are our hope. A war will soon wage. Those who strive to protect the light will turn their weapons on their allies for the sake of loyalty to their own unions. To be honest, I don't know how far I can guide all of you. What you must remember is that anyone can lose themselves to the darkness.
Yep.
However, there will be no winners. Everything will be lost. Except all of you who are the seeds of hope. When the time comes, and there is war, you mustn't fight, but instead you must fly away from here to the world outside. This training is to help you fulfill this crucial task. The future is in all your hands, as is the world's light. May your hearts be your guiding key.
Yep. Part 2 of the case of Luxu.
The gazing eye?
It's not what it's called.
Oh, what then?
Actually, no name.
No name.
Well, gazing or not, that Keyblade does have an eye in it. My eye, to be exact. Ew! Oh, you think that's gross, do ya?
No.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, about your role. You need to pass down that Keyblade to your apprentice and then him to his, so that my eye can see the future.
So the Book of Prophecies.
Bingo! The fact that it exists is proof of your success. That means you've trained a worthy apprentice, passed down that handsome Keyblade, and fulfilled your role. Congratulations! What's the matter? Come on, you did a fantastic job. At least smile a little.
But I haven't done anything yet.
Good point. Guess you'd better get started then. Unfortunately, you'll have to go alone from here on out. No Book of Prophecies to keep you company either. I can't have you causing any temporal paradoxes. But hey, we both know you'll do just fine without it, right?
Do I really have to go alone? What about the others?
Minor details, so don't sweat it. For now, you, that Keyblade, and this box need to stay out of sight. Just watch with your own eyes, and my eye, of course, as things unfold between the others. Then, when the time is right, go off and do your thing.
What's in it?
It's a secret. And, well, you see, the thing is, you can never, ever open it.
Great, now I really want to know.
All right. I'll indulge you. But this secret stays between the two of us, and you have to promise never to open the box.
I promise. But why?
You'll see.
Oh, that's not ominous at all.
May my heart be my guiding key.
Reconnect. Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, now that the credits are rolling, time for my full, honest review of Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. For those who are unfamiliar with how I review and rate films, here is my method of scoring. There are two ratings that I will come up with. One is for quality, and the other for personal enjoyment. The quality rating is where I give credit and criticism where it's due. No holds barred and no excuses. This scoring mechanic sees me divide a film up into 5 categories, which are story, actor performance, music, cinematography, and aesthetics. Each of the 5 categories have a score of 10 to start with, and depending on the severity of each issue I find and or how complex each section is, I will deduct anywhere from half a point to the full 10 until the number reaches 0. The final score for the film as a whole is calculated by taking the average number of the individual category scores, which is also rounded to the nearest half point for simplicity. The personal enjoyment scoring mechanic is purely subjective and is based on how much I, as a consumer, enjoy the title. This rating is also based off of a number of 10 and is rounded to the nearest half number as well. Explanation out of the way, I'm gonna get started. To summarize, while the story had its comical moments and explained the tale of the Foretellers from Kingdom Hearts Key, Unchained, and Union Cross to an extent, as a standalone title, it had way too many gaps and missing segments to fully be appreciated or enjoyed properly. First up, story. This includes dedication to source material, continuity, and lore, if any exist, the main plot, subplots, character interactions and development, pacing, and how well everything flows together. The film is set before the events of the Keyblade War, something that we never got to properly see in cinematic form like this, which would have been complicated but so worth it if it were ever pulled off. It explained the 5 unions, did a partial job of explaining why they were formed, and showed why the Foretellers came into conflict during the events of Kingdom Hearts Key. Unfortunately, that's about it. It was very basic and bare bones in terms of actual substance. Character interactions felt believable, although Aced acting like a man-baby half the time got annoying after a while. The use of time jumps of a few days was okay, but the one using months made it feel like we were potentially missing out on a whole chunk of the story, which threw pacing off. That being said, story gets a 5 at best. Next is actor performance, vocal or otherwise. Out of all the voice actors, or VAs, the most natural sounding actress was Carissa Lee Staples, the voice of Invi. She had a very firm but soothing voice and had top marks in believability with emotions conveyed and line delivery. Second in line are Gula and Ira's VAs, Kevin Quinn and Matthew Mercer respectively. Ava's VA, Isabella Monet, was good, but the whole cute, sweet, and innocent tone that she had to stay in character with did get in the way of her performance slightly. Not a whole lot, but it was enough to notice. The most annoying VA was Travis Willingham, the voice of Aced. He sounded way too whiny and entitled and got irritating after a while, which is not very becoming or fitting of a Keyblade Master. On the flip side of the spectrum, Ray Chase as the Master of Masters was a hoot to listen to. He reminded me so much of Deadpool. Not everyone will find his antics funny, humor is subjective after all, but some people are just naturally dramatic and goofy, myself included, and Chase perfectly encapsulated that in his performance. The one main cast VA I have next to no opinions on is Max Middleman as Luxu. He just did not have enough lines to make a strong enough impression on me and felt kinda boring, for lack of a better word. Although, his remark about how he had to know what was in the box after the Master of Masters told him he couldn't open it was pretty funny. Final note, Chirithy was good, but Ephemer felt a little flat. So for all this, actor performance gets a 6. Next is music. Tracks in this film are once again recycled from previous installments, so no true originals here. The music was still decent, but the retreading of old territory yet again does suck a decent amount of fun out of it. Taking all these factors into account nets this category a 5. Next is cinematography. This includes camera angles, world building / displaying, field of vision, etc. For what it's worth, this film had a much greater range of cinematography than 358 over 2 days' cutscene movie, but still less than that of Recoded's one. As a matter of fact, all the cinematography centered around Daybreak Town and the Keyblade Graveyard. That's it. The camera work displayed was good, and so was lighting and tone, but cinematography can only make up for so much given how basic the story is. So for this category, I give it a 6. And lastly, aesthetics. This includes thematic visuals, if any, resolution and attention to detail in various categories. This also includes the usage of computer-generated imagery, or CGI, and/or practical effects, how well either was done, including costume design, makeup, set pieces, backgrounds, etc., and audience engagement. Graphically, this little film is on par with Birth by Sleep: A Fragmentary Passage, as it uses the same kind of character models, textures, and art style. From a strictly graphical standpoint, this is a strong contender. However, the fact that almost everything centers around Daybreak Town, with all of their talks revolving around who the traitor is with no genuine reveal of who he or she is, puts a major damper on things. It honestly felt anticlimactic. With how bare bones the plot was, they should have at least revealed who the traitor was and showed a part of the Keyblade War, if not all of it. Especially when you consider that this film is meant to tell the story of Kingdom Hearts Key from the Foretellers' perspective, and they were indeed part of the Keyblade War, that would definitely have done the trick to keep the audience more engaged. As a matter of fact, in terms of audience engagement, this was the worst film they've ever done. 358 over 2 days' cutscene movie was long and centered around the same place too much, but the interactions between the Sea Salt trio kept things believable and interesting, and there was a proper conclusion. Similarly, Recoded's one had a lot more action in it, and, even though it felt repetitive, it had a lot more going for it to keep the audience engaged. Back cover just felt like a series of mini-stories stitched together and released with no proper climax or conclusion, which is not remotely helpful for engagement. In terms of engagement and substance, this has to be one of the most inconclusive and boring whodunit films I've ever seen, which says a lot. So this category unfortunately gets a 4. Now that all 5 categories have been scored, I'm going to take their average to arrive at the final score for the film as a whole. Score is based on increments of half a point, so any in-between numbers will be rounded to the nearest half point to simplify things. So, based on all the information provided beforehand, Kingdom Hearts Key back cover earns a score of 5 out of 10 based on quality alone. Based on my own personal enjoyment as a consumer, I would give this a 4 out of 10. And that's it for my review. Hopefully that was informative, if not helpful.
Okay, and that about wraps it up for my reaction to Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. I mean, that was definitely an interesting movie. I mean, it wasn't the greatest one that I saw. I mean, my personal favorite would be 358 over 2 days, but still yet. It's nice to see the graphics being upgraded again, kind of like how it was in 2.8 or 0.2 of Fragmentary Passage. But yeah, so it's at this point that I'm going to be officially stopping the episode, and for the rest of the month, I am going to be, and including next month, I'm going to be taking a little break from YouTube. Call it a vacation. But as of the time of this recording, it is July 25th, 2025, and I am in dire need of some rest. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time, where I finally start the final chapter of the Darkseeker Saga, Kingdom Hearts 3. Ventus, out.